Hi guys, it's Reagan, and today I'm going to be talking about a month in movies. So this is going to be part of a new series where I just talk about the last month's movies, and I just basically go through a quick kind of review of all of them. And today I have to review like 10 movies because I'm kind of clipping in the tail end of February into this because I did see a lot of movies, and I've seen a lot of movies because I have MoviePass, which allows me to see one movie per day, so it's really convenient for me. I just pull up to the theater and then boom, I'll get my ticket. So let's get started. The first movie that I saw in this February-March period was Black Panther, and I would give it about an 8. I really enjoy Black Panther. It is still not my favorite Marvel movie because it's really hard for me to beat Spider-Man because I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero ever. So it's an uphill battle for that. But it was still super good, and it's probably in my top 5 Marvel movies. And I just really enjoyed like all the badass women in it. That was really cool. I loved Michael B. Jordan as the villain because Michael B. Jordan is very attractive, and yeah, so need not to discuss that further. And I love the special effects. Wakanda kind of sometimes reminded me of like Star Wars a little bit, like the prequel, so I thought that was kind of fascinating. And I just thought overall it was a great movie, and they really did their research with it, and I also really enjoyed how they had social commentary. I always love like when a fictional movie reflects on the modern world today in reality, so I really like that, and it was just very organic, and it was just really enjoyable, so I loved it. The next movie I saw was I, Tonya, and this is probably like my favorite movie that I saw in this period. I would give it a 10. Now, the reason why I'm giving it a 10 is because oh my gosh, it was so enjoyable. Because the thing is obviously it's about Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan and that storyline there. And it's so well put together because it has all of like the interviews, and it just describes how like the different events happened, and it is just so informative, which I always like something that's like very knowledgeable and like you learn something from it. And then all of the acting is fantastic. Margot Robbie, Allison Janney, Sebastian Stan were all excellent in it, and you really come back and you like feel for Tonya Harding because you realize she was really abused, and you kind of see more of her backstory. And it's like, I know what happened to Nancy Kerrigan was awful, but you kind of also see that she was like not the only like victim, because there was a lot going on in Tonya Harding's life. So that was just such a good movie, and I don't know, I loved it, and I could definitely see why it was nominated for so many Academy Awards, and I can definitely see why Allison Janney won the Oscar because, oh my god, she was so good. The next movie I saw was Annihilation. So, first of all, I would say I would give this movie about a 6. Now, that's because Annihilation is not really up my alley. I saw it alone, which was kind of awful for me. I've seen most of these movies alone, but it was really creepy, and I don't know, it was just kind of, it was entertaining and very suspenseful, but like it was very creepy, and like it was like science fiction kind of horror-esque, and like I wasn't really expecting that. I did really enjoy it. I felt like the plot was pretty good. I felt like it kind of wrapped up in a good way, but it was just kind of interesting to watch. And I also thought it was funny that Oscar Isaac and Natalie Portman are in it, and just kind of felt like a weird fan fiction with Poe Dameron and Padme Amidala. I'm just kidding. They're great actors, but all the actors were fantastic in it, and I thought Natalie Portman did an amazing job. It's also seeing like women go in there and kind of fight their way through the jungle, and I thought that was kind of neat, and it was like creepy, but also very kind of informative. So it had like a purpose, and I feel like the plot like made it to where it was supposed to be, and I did notice a lot of things in it, but I don't know. It was fascinating, but not really my speed. The next movie that I saw was Lady Bird. Now, I would give Lady Bird about an 8, and you might be like, that is really harsh because this is one of the best movies of the year. Now, personally, right now, I am a senior in high school. Don't stop watching. My opinion still kind of matters. I know high school kids are annoying. But anyway, so I am not very nostalgic for this movie because I'm going through exactly what Lady Bird or Christina is going through right now, like all this college stuff, like I'm in it, so it wasn't really as rewarding of a watch for me, but I really did enjoy it. I thought it was well written. I really liked her development, her character development throughout it, and her relationship with her mother. I thought the Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf did such a good job, and that was great, and I understood why their performances were nominated. And I don't know, it was a very enjoyable movie, and I liked watching it, and I love the music in it, and I don't know, it was good acting and everything. But the reason why I'm not giving higher of a score is because for me personally, it's just everyday life. So the next movie I saw was Red Sparrow, and I love this movie. I would give this movie like an 8.5, 8.75. It was really enjoyable. I loved how smart it was. It was very well written, and I love all the clues and foreshadowing that was throughout it. And Jennifer Lawrence was obviously great in it. It was just very cool, like, watching it, and I did like that she started out as a ballerina, and then kind of circumstances led her to get into this. And the ballet aspect of it I thought was real, because it really is cutthroat in Russia. Like, I've watched documentaries because I do ballet, you know, and I watch documentaries, and they'll have like girls, and they'll be like, you have to watch out because these other girls will get mad at you and put glass in your shoes. So it is crazy. So that was kind of well handled, even though it's like crazy there, but I can see that happening totally in Russia. And yeah, so it was just such a good movie, and I just thought it was really enjoyable. Now the training section of it, like, it was kind of sometimes uncomfortable because it was a lot of like craziness, but I felt like it was kind of necessary for the story. So like for me, I hate like unnecessary, just like whatever, like let's make this sexual, you know what I'm saying, but it was kind of necessary for the plot, so I enjoyed it. So yeah. The next movie I saw was a little different. I saw A Wrinkle in Time, and I would give this movie a 6. Now, the reason why I didn't really like it as much, it was just like really like slow paced, and I think that if I was younger, I would have enjoyed it more and like been more into it. But since I'm older watching it, I was just like kind of left like wanting something more. And I haven't read the book, which is kind of surprising. But I remember trying to read it, and it wasn't really for me. So maybe that's why I didn't like the movie. But I did like Reese Witherspoon, Minnie Kaling, and Oprah, obviously. And let me tell you, Oprah's eyebrows were slaying the game the whole movie. I loved her eyebrows. I don't know, they were just always glittering, like perfect, which were funny. But it was just kind of slow. And I thought that it was cool, and the visuals were great, and it was all like gorgeous. But it just wasn't really for me. Okay. The next movie I saw was Tomb Raider, and I would give this movie a 7 just because it was really entertaining, but it was just like a classic action flick. But I really did love Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft. It was just so good. Like, I loved her because it was crazy. Like, there were so many convenient plot points that I kind of hate when a movie is convenient, but at this point I really just enjoyed it because I was just signing myself up to see an action movie, and I intended for that. And so I liked it. There was a lot of puzzles and kind of backstory, but it was really enjoyable, and I thought they ended on a good cliffhanger for the next movie. And it's kind of a movie that you watch and you don't have to be that emotionally invested in it. And yeah, so I loved it, and I love Alicia Vikander, so like, it was a great watch. The next movie I saw was Love, Simon, and this movie, for me, I would give it an 8. It was very enjoyable, and this movie is obviously based off the book Simon versus the Homo sapien agenda, which I have not also read. I probably will read it. I've just been going through a reading slump lately, so whatever. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute. I loved like all the carpooling between the friends and them getting iced coffee, and it kind of made me want to just like do that. And the music was great. Like, all the Bleachers music in it was great, and it was just so cute. And I loved all the jokes. Like, it was like, oh, this was cool back in my day, and then he's like, you know what also was cool? Bill Cosby. So it was just like really funny, and like how to dress like a gay man, and there was just a lot of cool jokes in it that I really enjoyed, and it was just kind of great. And I felt for Simon, like when he was hiding, like, and not wanting to come out. It was interesting, but it was just like really cute and really enjoyable. It made me like feel all mushy-gushy inside. So yeah. The next movie I saw was Sherlock Gnomes, and I saw this with my younger brother, and I'd probably give this movie like a 7-ish. And it was pretty good. Like, I liked it. I thought that the music was great because it's Elton John, and then also it had a lot of references, since it is Sherlock Gnomes, had a lot of references to Sherlock Holmes' book, and it was like the Hound of Baskervilles was in the park, and it was kind of funny, and I really enjoyed that because I have read some of Sherlock Holmes' novels, and it was just really cute, and I thought the plot was cute, and it had like some good meaning and a really good moral for the story. And I liked the animation. Like, they would go into Sherlock Gnomes' mind, and it'd be like hand-drawn everything, and it would be super cute. So I did enjoy that, and it was just a fun movie. I think it was pretty good for a little kids movie. The last movie I saw this month was Ready Player One, and I would give this movie a 7. And the reason why I'm giving it a 7 is because I read the book and I loved the book, and that movie was not the best book adaptation. All of the trials were different, and I felt that because they changed it, they really lost a lot of like the endearing parts of it. And I really love like Wade, like watching like Family Ties and stuff like that, and just like going over every TV show. Instead, they made it like surveillance cameras of like Halliday's life, and that was just kind of not as, I don't know. I felt that it was more nostalgic and just better and just kind of more endearing when he actually like watched the old TV shows like on his computer and things like that. So I thought that it was good, and the special effects were good. It was just not a very good book adaptation, and a lot of the things that they changed, I felt like they made the book lose its charm. So I think they wanted to make this a bigger blockbuster and have a different meaning, blah blah blah. But I think also it just made it less like entertaining. So that's why I was kind of disappointed in it almost. And I was just really excited because I was like, Spielberg is gonna be great, but it just kind of reminds me that I should stop getting so hyped up for book adaptations. So yeah, and I even knew by the trailer that they were changing a lot just by seeing that. So that's my piece on that. So that's it for this video. So if you liked it, please like it, and then also just please subscribe. And YouTube's been weird with subscriptions lately, so hit the notification button so you'll know when I post a video, so that way you don't miss any of my content. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys like this review type thing, and maybe it'll kind of advise you what movies to see and what movies you should skip. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and bye!